Give ons het pleasant good day to all of you and welcome to another very special podcast here. His Excellency the President of Liberia will receive in his office around just about this time the UN Resident Coordinator to Liberia, who's taking a very new assignment here, and of course the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Maxwell Kimia, the President of Liberia. President Weah is just making his way in here, and so here comes the President.
Welcome, Scott.
And again, Niel Scott is the new resident coordinator.
Mr. President, I'm pleased to introduce and present to you Mr. Niel Scott, the resident coordinator of the United Nations in Liberia. RSC Scott, His Excellency, our President.
Welcome. It's good to be here.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
So, Mr.
Great privilege and honor for me to give my letter of credentials.
Honor to receive your credentials.
Presenting his credential to the President, and I'm sure it's just going to be a good discussion.
Firstly, Your Excellency, I'd like to extend the warmest greetings of the Secretary General. Sincere regards to you, through you to the government of Liberia, to the people of Liberia. I'd like to thank you, the Minister, for accepting these letters of credence as resident coordinator of the United Nations in Liberia. And I'd like to convey my most heartfelt appreciation for your availability, and also to take the opportunity once again to thank the Minister for organising this ceremony today. The government, the people of Liberia, under your leadership, hold an extremely important place within the United Nations. We are reminded that Liberia is one of the 4 African nations who signed the Charter. But we're also reminded of the dynamic and proactive role that Liberia has taken in contributing to the management of the affairs of the United Nations since the Charter was signed, and which continues until this day. We would like to highlight this special relationship between Liberia and the United Nations through 15 years of UN peacekeeping, which contributed, we would like to feel, to peace, stability, democratic governance, rule of law, and human rights after the events Liberia went through. We'd like to reiterate our commitment to the United Nations peace with all the international partners here in Liberia. And I will spare no effort whatsoever, Mr. President, in building on my predecessor's efforts in supporting the government's commendable efforts in maintaining dialogue and maintaining constructive relationships with each and every one. May I also take this opportunity, Your Excellency, to commend the government and the Liberian people for once again conducting free, fair and peaceful elections, signalling a further consolidation of peace and of democracy in Liberia. This was the, as you very well know, the government's first election since the departure of Wendell as a regular election, and the first to be organized under the aegis of national institutions in their own right. And despite challenges, including a pandemic with the socioeconomic impacts that we know, the elections were organized with professionalism, and it's an attestation, Mr. President, to Liberia's democratic consolidation. I'd like to take this opportunity, Mr. President, to praise you for your conciliatory address to the nation, in which you encouraged all stakeholders to work for the peace and prosperity of Liberia, and this sent positive signals right through the political core, and encouraged the acceptance of the election results without any equivocal voices, and it allowed the elections to move ahead in the best way possible. And this is, in our view, Mr. President, if you allow an attestation, I believe, to your role as a great statesman committed to advancing Liberia's peaceful journey. And we would like to commit once again, I'd like to commit on behalf of the United Nations and on behalf of the whole team of the United Nations here in Liberia to state categorically that we will continue to support you and your government to consolidate the gains in peace and development, so hard earned and so valuable, in order to make sure that all the plans, the pro-core agenda for prosperity and development, foremost, will continue to support the people of Liberia, with its focus on education, on health, but also on economy, on jobs, on peace and governance, and finally, Mr. President, on making sure that we are able to support your vision of community development, making sure that no one is left behind and that the people of Liberia enjoy the support of all of us equally. So I believe that we have the basis for a strong collaboration, and we have been able to support your government and the people of Liberia over the years. I feel the weight of this legacy as I arrive here in Monrovia. But we are determined, we are resolute to make sure that we continue support, but we continue to benefit from your guidance and to ensure the support that we deliver corresponds to your needs and is as efficient as and effective as we can ensure it will be. So perhaps just ending on a note of support for your government, we will, through the Sustainable Development Goals as our roadmap, continue to support, continue to identify resource mobilization efforts, continue to use the tools and the plans and what is available from the United Nations in order to support Liberia under your leadership and through your government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Niel Scott, and welcome to Liberia, the new home, Monrovia, new city. Well, I want to use the occasion to convey a special message to my former boss and my good friend and brother, His Excellency Guterres. And I want you to personally thank him for all he has done for our country, for his state work. We came here, as you stated in your note, he left us with the peace of this country, gave me a responsibility as a former steward of the UN to keep the peace. Remember those words, you know what it means to keep peace, and we will be with you to want Liberia to be peaceful. Since then, you have not turned it back. On numerous occasions, you have been there for us. So I want to thank him personally. And I truly want to thank him. I want to thank the predecessor, King Manneh, for the cooperation and the brotherly love. And I hope that you and I will continue and strengthen that relationship to deal with Liberia's issues. We will not emphasize what United Nations have done for us. We are just grateful for the cooperation and so many initiatives that they help us to give our confidence. What is with our government? When we came here, people felt that our government would come, would not attract the United Nations and other partners. But since we came, the United Nations, through United Nations, we have made so many friends. And we want to thank Butare for that. We always follow and keep the democratic tenet. And this is why you witness during the elections. There's major elections right after the peaceful transition. And we are true to our word. We are a democratic country. We are a democratic party. If you go back to our creed and our name, you see that Coalition for Democratic Change. So we couldn't do otherwise. We keep the democratic tenet for the free and the transparent and the fair elections. And I'm glad that the entire world witnessed, and those that stood up to a democratic process when we were coming in, a peaceful process. I think we exemplify that leadership, and we want to continue to do that through our dialogue. We have a series of protests in this country since we came. Human rights are not being abused, human rights being respected. We channel everything through dialogue with our international partners, and even the resident coordination predecessor. So we hope to continue a relationship in that process of maintaining our peace. I want to appreciate the United Nations through his Mr. Butare for making sure that Liberia is supported during the pandemic. And we are grateful. We have a quarterly meeting that everyone participate, and this is where your coming will be significant to listen to your own view in that quarterly meeting. We have that every 3 months. We hope that your new ideas will bring a success story to that group. Again, I want to congratulate you for being our new resident coordinator. Liberia is a peaceful and a friendly country, and we want to thank you for that peace. We are just custodians of our own peace. And we want to thank you for your support, for making our country successful in maintaining the peace. So I want to welcome you to Liberia. I want us to strengthen our already existing good relationship, our ties, so Liberia can move forward in a very democratic way. So the world can see that the oldest African states have the tenet of democratic behavior. Congratulations, thank you, good to see you. Happy New Year to you and your family. Enjoy the DJs of Liberia. I don't want to name them. Somebody will get upset if I don't call their dish. I'm just ready to call my dish from But congratulations and good to see you. Thank you very much for the support, the continued support to our country. We are grateful.
The voice of His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah speaking here.
Continue to earn that trust, to do everything within our power to support. Thank you very much.
We have a fantastic team on ground.
Finish. So we just want to say thanks to all of you for viewing us right here.
Very strong. I want to thank you for
Talking about it right here, and this is how we're going to leave it. It's been a wonderful time just wrapping up right now. Thanks for joining us and hope to see you again soon.